Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so yesterday we spoke about the Georgia indictment leaks on the websites that were swiftly deleted. I said in that video that at the time it was hard to make an opinion relating to the details of the case because, well, we had no actual details. Fast forward 24 hours later, and we've got it all in front of us. Well, folks, the indictment is damning. Oh, it's real, serious stuff. Is of course what some clowns in the mainstream media are saying. Even Steve Doocy at Fox News seems to be trying to promote that narrative or imply that it's a real serious threat.
Now, I've heard from a lot of legal analysts, and they say what is different about this case than the federal cases is Georgia has laws that are specifically tailored to election interference and things like that. Andy McCarthy, a Fox News contributor, and also he wrote an op-ed in the New York Post. He said that the Georgia indictment is the most perilous threat to former President Trump. Does President Trump know that this is a perilous threat?
We do not agree that it is a perilous threat because we actually have inside information. So I love when people...
What inside information?
Well, the inside information, Steve.
Do you agree that it's a perilous threat? Is it really? After reading the indictment, there's more confusion than answers. I'm more confused than ever, to be completely honest. I've read all of the indictments, and while for the most part they're all built on crackpot legal theory, simply have an excuse to go after Donald Trump, I have to admit, this one is the worst. We are in uncharted territory as we're seeing district attorneys attempt to jail the former president of the United States, the current frontrunner GOP candidate, the Democrats' #1 opponent, over simply holding opinions, over tweeting about those opinions, or attempting to pursue totally constitutional actions based on said opinion. Let's get into this indictment. It's as ridiculous as you might imagine. I got some stuff to show you. Let's roll the tape. All right, folks, let's go through all the different acts. Here are some little snippets from the actual indictment itself. Act 22. On or about the 3rd day of December 2020, Donald John Trump caused to be tweeted from the Twitter account @RealDonaldTrump, Georgia hearings now at OANN. Amazing. This was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Apparently, tweeting about a news segment and saying that it's amazing, tweeting, the act of tweeting your opinion, or tweeting a news segment, which you believe confirms your opinion, is an overt act of furtherance of a seditious conspiracy to overthrow an election illegitimately. Tweeting is now illegal. That's one act. Here's Act 57. On or about the 11th day of December 2020, David James Schaefer reserved room 216 at the Georgia State Capitol in Fulton County, Georgia, for the December 14, 2020 meeting of Trump presidential elector nominees in Fulton County, Georgia. This was an overt act in the furtherance of a conspiracy. Reserving a room for a meeting to possibly pursue legal action or to contest results is a felony. Here's Act 6. On or about the 21st day of November 2020, Mark Randall Meadows sent a text message to United States Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania and stated, "Can you send me the number for the speaker and the leader of PA legislature? POTUS wants to chat with them." Asking for someone's phone number to have a conversation, to ask questions, to get details once again, because Trump and his legal team had questions and wanted to investigate and challenge, is now a felony. Let's go over that. Tweeting while watching TV, reserving a room to have a discussion as to what options are, and asking for a phone number to make a call for the same purpose of, reserving the meeting room, all felonies. Let's continue. Act 128. On or about the 5th day of January 2021, Donald John Trump caused to be tweeting from Twitter account @RealDonaldTrump, the vice president has the power to reject fraudulently chosen electors. This was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. So apparently, having an opinion or having a legal opinion, quoting the Constitution, and making your voice heard as to what you believe the legal process is to audit and challenge is now a felony. Quoting the Constitution apparently is now illegal, a felony in the state of Georgia. You think I'm done, don't you? Act 96. On or about the 27th day of December 2020, Mark Randall Meadows sent a text message to the office of the Georgia Secretary of State Chief Investigator Francis Watson that stated in part, "Is there a way to speed up Fulton County signature verification in order to have results before Jan 6 if the Trump campaign assists journalists financially. This was an overt act of furtherance of the conspiracy. So offering to financially help in the process of signature verification, apparently that is now illegal and a felony in the state of Georgia. Let's continue. Act 140. On or about the 6th day of January 2021, Donald John Trump placed a telephone call to Vice President Mike Pence and solicited him to disrupt and delay the joint session of Congress on January 6, 2021, the day prescribed by law for counting votes cast by the duly elected and qualified presidential electors from Georgia and the other states. When Pence refused, Donald John Trump stated that Pence would go down as a wimp and that Mike Pence was not protecting the United States. This was an overt act in the furtherance of a conspiracy. So Donald Trump, once again, pursuing the totally constitutional process of challenging results, speaking with Mike Pence in reference to delaying the process and challenging the results, calling him a wimp, is now apparently illegal. Supposedly makes you guilty of conspiracy, charged under the RICO Act. This whole thing is laughable. You know, it's legitimately funny. Well, it would be funny, it would be laughable if it wasn't so incredibly serious. The case that they're making, or rather the case that they're trying to make, the legal precedent that they're trying to state or establish, is that constitutionally, legally challenging the results of the democratic process is now a RICO-level felony. Simply believing something, believing that the process was not fair and that something illegal happened, requesting that it be investigated, requesting that it be challenged, that signature verification be investigated and audited, requesting that the Vice President of the United States refuse to certify, which is totally constitutional, bouncing it back to the states, listening to reports from your legal team, and following the process in a totally legally protected manner. That is the new precedent. They're claiming that rises to the level of a criminal conspiracy to defraud the United States of America. I literally cannot imagine it. And if that's the new standard, if that's the new case, well, then it seems to me that a good chunk of Democrats should be rotting away in prison for doing the exact same thing throughout multiple different elections. Essentially, whenever a Republican wins, they engage in the exact same type of behavior. I don't understand what the end game is here. Democrats will tell you it's the rule of law, no one's above the law. Yet they seem to distort the law, to abuse the law, while standing on their high horse. It makes no sense. What's the net positive of these indictments, other than sowing complete chaos and discord in society? You know, if miraculously they manage to win, which isn't impossible, considering they're pursuing these charges in Democrat strongholds that vote for Democrats at 90% to 10, what do they think is going to happen? We're going to see complete chaos. They're charging the President of the United States for believing something and wanting to legally pursue his options. They've crossed the Rubicon with this one, and it's just simply hard to see how this leads to anything good, anything positive. The DNC is trying to jail their political opponent ahead of an election on the most bogus charges imaginable, tweeting about watching TV for a phone call or a meeting. At this point, anybody who isn't supporting Donald Trump is supporting a banana republic, and frankly, the end of the republic. Absolute insanity. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.